Don't be misled by this minimap suggestion. There was all three on the site. I could be wrong, actually. I think there was one down below. No, Tarek is there. Okay, so that is true. They're all on the site. Gets confusing at times. Make that two now because Cold's already gone. Dupree's got the shot on the Glock. Xyp9x, he's gotten Tarek. Great entrance so far. Device was still waiting out toward long and had enough bullets left over to take down Fur when he emerged. He was already tagged up. Good retake potential from Stewie to find one, but couldn't follow it onto Dupree. He's got a great round. 3 kills for him on the way through, and Astralis go up 1-0.
How calculated did that look? The smoke down, the flashes, the entry fragging Device is watching the smokes for any CT sneaking through. You can't really get a better pistol round at this level of play. Absolutely fantastic. Look at the positions as well. It's all working off each other. They're all there together. Nothing to report in terms of errors. That was absolutely stunning from Astralis. It's going to be a 1-0, and actually no force buy for once from MIBR on the second round. They're taking the full eco. Stewie gets the Zeus. That's about all the investment they've made. They'll be buying up next round with the rifles. And in terms of the setup right now for Astralis, they have 2 of those, a Galil and an AK, and 3 SMGs, and you'll see them go to town right now as Fallen goes down.
Xyp9x still waiting out toward Monster and short. See if anyone will go. MIBR this time not going, as you mentioned, toward that force buy, so we will be ready for guns in the next round. Cheeky little boost by the truck. Astralis is not scared to let time work in their favor. This is the opposite approach to what we saw from MIBR last time. So the angle that Cold gets presented with. Fur's also looking for the information at long, so they'll be able to spot them if they head in that direction. The fact that Xyp9x hasn't had any company over toward B, though, suggests that maybe they could head his direction if he wanted to just make contact, but Device wants to do so first over toward A. Spotting the boost. Will now. Pretty slim chance that Cold was going to find that shot from that range.
Ooh.
Fair play. Our favorite noise in the game. Stewie takes down Xyp9x with a Zeus.
Excellent. Do you like to see that? It's not going to find him an AK, unfortunately. The UMP, sure, it's usable. They're going to be buying up next round. It's going to save them $1,500, but he would have preferred to get one of the rifles, of course, but he might be able to get $600 more here. If Glaive doesn't check directly beneath him, this could be quite an expensive round, all things considered. Stewie, though, still perched beneath the heaven position. Glaive's going to come out. I think Stewie's got him. Indeed, he has $600 in the bag. He probably won't survive this. As Device, he'll claim 4 kills with the MAC-10. He's just farmed a massive amount of money there.
$5,700. I imagine he'll transfer that
straight to
SMG, and yeah, exactly, go straight onto the AWP.
Oh, we don't see many Zeus kills these days. Sometimes see some hits, but it doesn't actually always guarantee a frag.
Should have brought one out in the show match, shouldn't I?
That's what you should have
I should have got James Bardoff with one.
Yeah. Well, there we go. It is going to be the AWP, and remember, MIBR are hamstrung here because they don't have any kits. Foe, no utility. Cold 0, 1 flash. It really isn't ideal. Firm upper hand here, as you can see them having to be more proactive at the start of the round. They don't really have the grenades to hold off full execution, so they need map control at the start. Tarek bravely opening that door. Luckily, no one there. As they do get some short control, but they're going to fall back toward the site. And the problem with that is, Matt, yes, they get a bit of intel, but that cost them, what, 80% of their utility they had. They didn't get a frag, didn't really find much at all. It's a very patient approach from Astralis here.
Cold will sit back and bait Stewie potentially in. Stewie's got the angle toward Monster. Quick couple checks to make sure no one's sneaking by that position first. Bit of time before they get that far, though, because Astralis is still clearing out the extremities. All of the positions out and toward mid. The underpass. Glaive goes through, confident the water's open. Device not playing aggressive on that op either. If they're going to go toward B, it'd be fantastic if the post plant gets toward that ramp. Not a lot of utility left. 2 flashes as the third was deployed, so he'll have lots of freedom with that AWP. Incendiaries would make it the most difficult. Tarek, position, M4. Not able to do much with it. No boost yet. Cold, again, was waiting to see if they'd come through for the sandbags, but it was Monster instead, so he's rendered useless, or at least irrelevant for the most part. Smoke as well. Oh, he did just barely get spotted. I thought Xyp9x was going to get sneak underneath. That would have made things extremely awkward for Fallen, who goes into the pit, but Glaive's still ready for him to wrap onto the ramp. Bomb ticks. No kits. Glaive. Position, more availability. Device, there it is. That's exactly it. He can stay back toward Monster. He's got that range. Even with the smokes on the platform, he can see toward the window. Cold, he's got to get closer, get away at this point in time. Does find one on Glaive, but getting away is the only option given the time.
So gutsing for them. Very basic approach from Astralis, so slow at the start. We mentioned that short push from the CTs, and Dupree, just before we get into analyzing that round, he's got a chance to take two of them down. Oh God, Fer, you're done for, my friend. As Dupree will find the first and maybe even the second. It's worth it. They have got plenty of cash here. He doesn't get the frag. And coldzera will survive, but a fantastic approach towards B there. The fact you can get 5 players on the site without losing a single frag or really any damage suggests that round was already over because, like you mentioned, no kits available. They used all their grenades at the start of the round and got nothing for it, and it's going to be 3-0, and there's not really an option to buy here. They're going to have to take the partials to get maximum loss bonus next round. So some CZs, the M4, they're certainly a team that like to win these sort of rounds, so I won't discount them just yet, but you'd expect more of the same from Astralis. Keep it slow, methodical, and make sure you don't give too much away against these pistols.
Aggressive stance, Cold with the only gun. He had an AK available to him, but despite that there was only 2 players still alive, he expected perhaps there was one more on A, which would have been a pretty aggressive way to hunt him down given the bomb ticking at B. So he didn't want to go for that AK. Clave, falling back in. This is working out very well. Dupree's going to be overwhelmed. Nice reactions. Turns it around to catch off Tarek. First still has another though. Magist goes down. This is a great start to the round for MIBR, and they're still so far forward on the map. Now the unfortunate part is Cold's the only one still with a gun because those AKs are still out toward the T stairs. But that gun is going to be a huge problem. Dupree on 16, and then it's Zipix to fight against everyone. Information gathering as well for Cold. Now they have surprisingly opened up the A site, so they're going to have to play a retake on this. I'm not sure that they're aware that Astralis got to long when they did.
They'll still potentially have time to rotate though. You can see Astralis won't be planting for another 15 seconds or so. They have to check every position, and that might mean a CT will rotate over. It feels like they will in a second. They're going to push short at least, and once they do that, you definitely have a call that you get a 4-player back towards A, and there it is. So this will be the commitment now about what we expected as CTs coming through, but remember they definitely don't have a kit now, but they do have an M4.
And then, well, they've got more than that. There's an AK out toward the top. Oh, they're not going to go for it. Just around by Fountain, there was one available to them, so they're going to stick on the pistols because time not really of the essence. They've got to get there quickly without the defuse. Zipix still watching to see if they'll rotate directly in from behind. Remember, Dupree's only on 16. If they find him, if he doesn't even get a kill in this position, thankfully he does, it could be easy to overwhelm and keep Zipix away from the defuse. It still might be. 10 seconds, Cold taps. Zipix tagged, and down he goes. I'm still not sure they've got it. They might just barely.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
I think they should get away with it. That's going to be MIBR stealing it back. Pretty convincing. Oh, just barely.
There we go, MIBR. We did say they are so good at the pistols. It's Fer to open things up. The aggressive push works out perfectly. And then it all falls apart in the last few moments. Here he comes. It was actually very well done, especially that kill there. Dupree pulls a couple back, but it wasn't quite enough. And now MIBR, that's the loss bonus gone. They will have the orbs, AKs, as we get into the next round. You can see Astralis actually feeling the burn of that previous round. As Glaive just has a pistol. The Krieg comes out for a device. We're into the next round, number 5 here. A heavy, aggressive start towards short once again. Majors is done for here, surely. He'll be dropped by Tarek, but surely the reply will come in from Dupree. Nice flashbang. Does he able... Oh, I thought he had the shot there, but not going to connect. And that's going to be a nice opening pick. That's exactly what MIBR wanted before, just no one was there. This time, they get an opening kill and fall back safely.
Aggressive stance again toward the B site from MIBR. Fallen, look at how aggressive he's being with the AWP. He's got a quick peek toward Cat. All the way toward the sandbags, and it's going to work. Dupree walks into his crosshair. Zipix still makes the entrance work from Monster. Stewie down, but he won't go alone. He's well alone if he did. Device was nowhere near potential trading, and they're still in a 2 versus 4. If he went down, could have been a lot worse. 55 seconds, Krieg in hand. I thought Zipix might try and wrap around to catch out Falling, given that he was on the op and given that he was playing in such an awkward position at that point in time. This breaks the money for Astralis as well. Brings us to a position in which MIBR can start to stretch their legs. It is Astralis' map choice this time by. Excuse me, it's MIBR's map choice. I've got that backwards, Hank. That's where you're supposed to save me.
Well, you said it with such conviction.
You know, I say everything with conviction.
Anyway, it's going to be 15 seconds remaining and Device will have the Molotov at least to gain some access to the site here. This isn't impossible for him. He gets a plant, it's actually not too bad, all things considered. And now there is a fighting chance. We'll see. Fallen those hit so many good shots, and there's another. Surely Device can do nothing with this, as he will be dropped by Fur. Great round from MIBR, exactly what they needed. It's going to break the banks now of Astralis. That was their final buy, as we will go 3-2. This is considered a CT-sided map, so MIBR arriving just in time with those CZs. That could have been an absolute nightmare to recover from if they'd have given that round up. But 2 in a row. It's going to be the eco now from Astralis. They got about 3K. They're going to get $2,400 per player into the next round. So they'll have a nice healthy buy. They can afford to invest in a little bit of weaponry here. You can see a couple of P250s, 2 CZs as well, and a couple of smokes. So maybe just go towards B, drop the smokes on the bomb site, get a plant down. We'll see if that's where it ends up. Right now, they're heading towards the playground. And all with 2 aggressive CTs towards long. So they're looking for headshots very early onto the round. Certainly going to get that first kill, and that's bomb down as well.
Fur just still trying to stay aggressive. We talked about him potentially in the bathrooms, but with Tarek against the pistols, they want to go very far forward. Fallen goes onto the USB despite still having some range, but was trying to retreat when he was caught. Tarek's still out there, knows bombs down, they might as well just stand and wait. He's got the range, he's got the weapon. He's got the kill on Magisk, and he knows Device is in the corner. Ooh, smoke, okay. That was gonna be a native, he pulled it out. Flash still manages to get one through the smoke. Zipic's trying to crawl back in. Headshot that range, CZ. Bit awkward. Tarek doesn't even want to re-peek it just in case, but round over, I'm afraid.
Indeed.
And we tie it up on 3.
It's all square. Like we said though, money available, and indeed the AWP. That's brought out by Device up against Fallen. What a battle that's going to be on this particular map. Both specialists on it. Zonic firing them up, trying to make sure everyone's positive and shutting down. Remember, Fur is known, Matt, to push his middle position all the time. He loves it, especially that incendiary as well to gain him a bit of access. We'll see if he wants to go any further this time. Wanting to follow the flash, actually gets blind himself, and he'll fall back. So Fallen this time positioned towards Monster. Not fully committing towards the angle of T-spawn and seeing if anyone wants to push through and try and get to short.
It's very quiet. Flash in. Fallen's not going to do anything with that. Nearly got pushed off the angle, but a smart defensive Molotov keeps him there. Meanwhile, Device did get the opener, and it is Fur. They know that he plays aggressively in bathrooms, so once that's cleared, they can start to take control toward long. But Tarek doesn't want to give this away easily. So he gets back in a position where if they walk in, he's ready for it.
Well, just one opening pick so far. You can see position players towards long. Will be Device and Dupree and the bomb here in middle, but Tarek's in a great spot here, but he commits to the spray. What's he up to? He actually gets bailed out by Cold Zero. That looked disastrous. Tarek will be dropped in the end. I would have used that opportunity just to get the hell out of there. Device ready for another frag here with the AWP. It's Stewie position on the bomb site. Right behind it, in fact.
Yeah, if he shoulder peeks it even now, Device is so ready for that shot. Flash goes back in that direction, though. Stewie's got the advantage. Down goes the obvious spots, another, but great angle from Glaive. Just enough from the front of bathrooms to disallow Stewie from finding exactly that, the 2K. As Cole has a bit of a gap to work with, but needs to be aware of the fact that Zipix is also in behind. He seemingly is, because he's doubled it up to find Dupree as well. And Glaive, despite that he's on low HP, in fact, one can't catch him out. If he had, it would be a one-on-one post plant. At least he's got information for one position. Tries to spam for Fallen and just barely gets away without counters. Bullets heading in his direction. He's got to be so perfect. That one's not hard. Cold can play for information on it. Fallen has to be able to hit the shot. He's gone to the same side. He's actually crossed over, and he had to repeat that instantly because once the shoulder showed, Glaive had the advantage.
There we go. Another round on the board. Couldn't be close to that one. It's all down to Cold Zera. He saves the round. We saw Tarek commit to that 30-bullet spray and no one as the smoke cleared. And then Cold Zera backed him up. This was the moment. And then he finds 2 more kills. He had to fight tooth and nail as well in the 3-on-2. That kill secured it. And Cold Zera left on 1 HP. He was dropped by Glaive in the end, but Fallen, nice positioning, out-duels him. And it will be another pistol round here for Astralis. 4-3. As we get into round number 8 here, we are going to see just CZs, smokes, flashbangs as well. And Molotov for Magisk, and we'll see flashes through, and Fallen going for the aggressive pick, using that smoke just to shroud himself and look towards those T-steps.
Dupree will wait to go through short. Device to join. 4 in a row now for MIBR. Massive amount of equipment for MIBR to work with as well, and with a minute and 20, they've not really deployed any of it. They're just letting Astralis set the pace. Now they can counter it off. Molotov's well placed to have to stay toward the bottom of the stairs, and the time it takes them to pull a smoke out to extinguish it. Glaive's actually able to run around the corner and find Stewie, but they do hold station. Smoke deep behind them. They could peek back out, and Device sneaking in could get one, but Cold spots him first. He might still, because Cold dinked. If he hadn't been able to get around the corner, Tarek was a sitting duck as well. 5 in a row.
Absolutely. There is the maximum loss bonus. Actually, quite a decent execution there from Astralis. So the Molotovs going down, the flashbang's difficult to handle, but this is what we wanted to see. Cold Zera stepping up, Fallen hitting shots. They've got 5 rounds in a row after losing the pistol. Astralis have come so close to picking some rounds up, but now it'll be a tactical timeout, and it's by MIBR. I love it when teams that are winning take timeouts, just so they don't start resting on their laurels and start thinking, oh, we're doing such a good job, we can be aggressive here. You want to make sure, and you maintain that discipline if you're the coach, make sure everyone's on the same page and say, sure, we're winning, we're loads of money, doesn't mean we need to take stupid risks at this point. Let's make sure we do everything by the book and guarantee success here as we get into round 9. Money finally back in Astralis' favor. They're going to have the AWP and 4 AKs, and MIBR have looked incredibly sharp here on Overpass once the gun rounds have begun. Are they going to change things up? The timeout suggests they might be able to move things up and maybe go for a couple of players in connector. We haven't really seen that yet on the CT side. And we're off 3 players towards middles. Maybe they could go in that connector position. We'll see. It's going to be Fur, like we said, aggressive towards the top of middle, and Fallen starts to make his way through the first time he's gone for this pick. Not going to commit to the position Majors holds, just going to be waiting for anyone coming around that connector door.
Fur's position again being clever. He's not been playing directly in connector at this point. He's trying to reinvent himself in some ways. Perhaps he's just feeling a little stale. Perhaps he's being countered. He's not stale there, that's for sure. Potent indeed, as he takes down 2. Looks for yet another. I take it back. Cold actually got one. He assisted it, but his contribution was certainly resounding. And it's Dupree and Zipix left alone yet again. They've had to clutch in the past. They nearly did. Got down to a one-on-one the last time they were in this situation. It might go better this time with Zipix already taking out Stewie. And opening up the B site. Problem being the bomb. Problem being Fallen as he comes back through short. Bomb is still down toward bathrooms, so great position right now from Dupree, but they're aware that this is a possibility, and he's really not got much to work with Tarek on the move.
Fantastic stuff here from the CTs. MIBR right back in this grand final. 6 rounds in a row. No bomb plant, so Astralis will have another difficult decision. Do we want to buy into this for an average of $4,000? We'll take CZs again. They'll call for the timeout at least and discuss it, as Zonic needs to get stuck in here. They've started to drop off somewhat. 3 rounds on the board, and that's just off the back of the pistol victory, which was absolutely brilliant to watch. That pistol round was epic. We thought, well, that could be Astralis just running away with this now. But no, a CZ victory for MIBR has set them up on this brilliant campaign. 6 rounds on the board, and Zonic's just deliberating with the team as to whether they want to invest into this one. I'd say with 3,400 on device, maybe it's not worth it. Could just take the Eagle Arm up. They are going to purchase though with a couple of AKs. They are going for it. Galil for device, Magisk and Zipex will purchase what they can. There's 1 smoke on Magisk, so a difficult round for them. What are they going to pull out the hat here? What's the adaption?
Deep smoke this time to Monster. Again, there's going to be pressure on B from MIBR. Zipex trying to catch them out with that cat Molotov. Even though he throws that, doesn't want to contest toward the short pipe. If he did do that, perhaps then they can argue the map control is in their favor, even with that smoke down toward Monster, but instead the Molotov amounts to very little as a result. Look how timid Astralis is being over toward the bathrooms now. Checking every single angle, not taking anything for granted. That's all due to Fur over the course of 3 or 4 different rounds. Credit to Tarek as well. It's the one player we haven't given as much credit to on the MIBR, has been struggling as of late, but he's been very good in the supporting role and getting trades in this game with Fur. So they combine for 11, 6 and 5, 6 being for Fur. Flashes out. Look how much utility they've used already, just the flashes. They've got the smokes obviously for the execution, but just the flashes to clear positions, just to get in a position where in which the site becomes possible.
Much slower game than Inferno this one.
Typically is on Overpass.
Yeah. See Astralis just dissecting the map right now. 4 players towards middle. This looks like an A execution. Has Fallen in position. Does he want to challenge this in the open or fall right back to the side? He's not going to have the choice at this point. Glaive will take him down. Fur has been so good so far. Jumps up on the bomb site. He's got a couple of kills in front of him. He doesn't find either. Doesn't do any damage. And it will be one player now. Surely coldzera can pull this one back in their favor as Stewie2K to strike first.
Cold still waiting for his teammates to arrive and for the smokes to dissolve to get better placement. My man down. Got kits on all 3, which makes this entirely possible. Money pretty strong as well, so no reason not to go for this. Smoke on the bomb already, but they've got to clear out the front of the bathrooms. They'll put a deep smoke to cover the doorway, forces them to one side, which means Stewie can cover off and knows that they're going to be in that position, but he goes down immediately. Watch for the device, they're on it.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, Tarek's on it, he's spinning.
Oh!
Talk about a hero play. In circles he goes, and it's MIBR with the round. A 1-on-3 defuse, and Tarek's a hero for the hometown, if you want to call it that. He's certainly from America. 7-3.
It looked like he just turned his DP up on his mouse there, DPI up, and started spinning around as fast as he could. If he did, that's quite brilliant. Oh my goodness. The full defuse in a 3-on-1. Pretty epic stuff. And MIBR, that's just going to continue to pump them up here. This is much better as they find another round, but not another kill. That's Dupree opening things up. It's Tarek this time, core pushing. And there's going to be further pull the frag back, but surely he'll be done for here. Device will find another advantage for Astralis, but need to start converting them.
Stewie on catwalk has the flames down. Couldn't spot the head from Xyp9x. That was totally in the open, if not for the flames. He's going to rotate back around on it. Gets to barrels late, and he's actually got the information that Astralis has retreated off of this. So all the way into B and then back because they don't want to get caught off by rotations when they've got a man advantage. Might as well slow it down with a minute to go, but that means going towards Fallen. And in the bathrooms, oh my goodness, he almost found 3. Magist gets 1 back, only 1. And the rotation has already gone back the other way. They're not going to be expecting Cold, surely, as they're running with the bomb, but he also not expecting Magisk to be in the open. And jumping up on the truck, resets his aim. Magisk was certainly ready for battle.
Yeah, that was the all-important kill there. Applies so much pressure to Stewie2K. He'll surely get the first kill though, but not going to check it. I thought he had the awareness, but it will be Xyp9x to break the streak. My goodness though, Matt, the fact that Fallen almost got that 3rd kill was so scary. If he had got it, that's round over. Millimeters away, as this was the play here. They didn't check the left-hand side, didn't even flash. I don't think they had much utility, as Magisk wins the round in many ways there. That first kill takes down coldzera, and Xyp9x to close things out. As we said, Stewie just didn't know he was behind the APC. I think I saw a scout purchase there, so a bit of a mispurchase. So
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
it's on the ground on the right there.
And the
we can see it
problem with that is this is actually significant because they had 2 players staying alive. That's their first round after 7 in a row for MIBR. So the money's already low enough, and then you miss by a scout.
Yeah, a scout's on the ground and T-spawn, so that's quite significant cash just thrown into the wind. See it on the right and spawn. Either way, 7-4, Astralis need to try and avoid this reset, but you can see the money, how many close rounds we've had. We actually could have CZ MP9s, right? So it's the Tarek AWP. Smokes at the start towards middle, and Tarek, oh, he's just stuck in the corner here. Luckily, no one there looking to find him. He can fall back, and it's Tarek with the orb. He probably has it because of the decent spawn he had. Wouldn't be surprised if he swaps it out, but he has been orping this event. Not to amazing effect. I wasn't actually a fan of their double orb setup. It looked much better with coldzera was joining Fallen, to be honest, but still Tarek holding towards the bathrooms. It looks like this frag will be coming in his favor. He looks away at the worst possible time, makes up for it, hits the shot, and the alley-oop from Fur, and it's Tarek to go down. Now there's the MP9 in the bathrooms.
Great play, Magisk, though, holding out and wrapping in, knowing exactly where they were going to be burrowed. Fallen gives a crack at it. CZ 75 in hand because they were so far too close for comfort on the AWP, but look at Cold going back in through the smoke, drops the bomb. If he had gotten a second one on top of that, it would have been extremely impressive. Magisk is hunting for an ace. As Stewie gets back up onto the stairs, it's Magisk that's not going to be selfish at this point. He'll put the bomb down instead. Incendiary's a little late. That'll force him to the right side. Stewie knows that, finds the gap. Tons of damage done, 11 left. As Magis gets away on long. Forget hunting at this point. Can't afford to let it go down to just Device in the AWP.
And this is so sick from Magisk as well, because now Stewie saw him run towards long, but he's not going to stay there. He's actually running all the way around to the bathroom, so Stewie has to be aware of his position. You see him watching it like a hawk. There's no one there. That pretty much makes it impossible, but he has got that smoke again. We know that's been problematic. He'll drop it first and still looking towards long. That's why it's such a godlike play, but now he can still win this full defuse, surely. Not going for it?
I would have thought he did. He's got the kit. He could have been on that. He's still got a little bit of time, though. No, he doesn't. He's got to get away. He could have held that. Device was still on the EWP at the time. You're right. That angle's a gamble to spray into that.
He takes them all down, but the money's not that weak. He's looking to recover the orb. I don't think he'll find it. I feel like the full defuse with that smoke there, that was everything. It's already worked in a 3 versus 1. You heard Device panic once he tapped it as well. I felt like he could have done more with that still. He did do a great job to even get it down to the 1 versus 1. Doesn't work out in the end, and now the money's running incredibly low for MIBR. There's 1 and 4 here. Not really a force buy. Oh my goodness, all right. Looked like he was going to keep going there. As we'll see, AK's out. But both of these teams have been struggling against pistols today. Let's see if Astralis can get a clean round.
Glaive's going to be the aggressor. Smoke already down again. This time we will have Stewie in the bathrooms playing more traditional to Tarek's position, or to first position, but he's in the stairwell, P250. And they've already gone by him. He might be able to, exactly that, sneak out behind them, and they would have no idea. Finds a kill, can't get a gun from it, but still is comfortably positioned in the stairwell. I say comfortable, that's not really the word for it when an AK gets fired into your backside. Dupree not only finds Fur, but gets Tarek as well. Stewie's hot on the case for the response, but Glaive's already so far into the site that that single kill won't quite matter from Stewie, as Fallen is left alone, bomb planted. Astralis with 3 now in a row, as they'll go 7-6 and bring this within 1.
Absolutely true. Lost bonus third stage after this one. $2,400 coming through. Fallen just with the USB. Not really much to do here. Just looking to find an exit kill if he can. It's in quite a sneaky position, so you never know. But there it is, Astralis dropping a couple of kills, but they're going to get $3,500 after winning this round per player. So they're relatively healthy in that respect as we come into the last few rounds of the first half here. That's 3 in a row, and AK's out. They could buy the orb, which they do. They're going to hand that to Device. And I don't think that's an option on the CT side. They'll be down to just the M4s here. Even any kits available, just the 1. Fallen has to sacrifice his utility. Just gets 1 flashbang and the diffuse kit, just to make sure they have 1.
Yeah, 1's certainly necessary at this point in time. Fallen on the M4 as well, not going to be playing quite as aggressively. Should be in a position where it can be recovered. That's the other aspect of it, right? The kit goes down away from the bomb and not in a time in which it's required. It becomes an issue on the rotation. You need to keep Fallen in contention to be close at all times. Cold, good win. M4 versus AK spray, and he still comes out on top. Goes down to 19 as a result of it. Stewie's had to smoke himself off behind the barrel, so that certainly suggests he's there. Device not quite going to be worried about that just yet. Wants to see if anyone's on the pillar. Stewie can wide peek that, and he will. Oh, he certainly will. Device not quite fast enough. Nearly blocked by Glaive as well. That would have been hugely detrimental if he went down as a result of it. He knows Stewie doesn't have a further smoke, so that's quite smart from Glaive. Wait for the smoke to dissolve and get a second Molotov in position. Had to transition away from there, and as a result goes down, but Tarek can take over the helm on top of the pillar, and Device is already low. If he misses this shot, he's gone. Bomb's already there. Shoulder shows, but it's Fallen to find Magisk, and now they know exactly where the op is.
Well, that should be round because Device just doesn't have anything to work with here. 20 HP, the AK-47, and he'll be dropped by Fallen in the end. It is going to be 8-6. MIBR be winning the half. A change of pace there. Astralis trying to bully their way into the B side with a contact play. It was a nice pick, as you mentioned, from Cold Zera, just to get that information, slow them right down, and then Stewie doing a great job from the barrel, staying alive for as long as he possibly could. Glaive finally got him, but it was too late at that point. The rotations had come through, and we go into round number 15 here. You can see it's a mixed bag for Astralis. 2 AKs, 3 pistols, and a basic array of utility. It's up to MIBR now to give this round up, because they should be picking this round no problem. Glaive, once again, fast towards shore. You know Stewie likes those barrels, but he's actually by the pillar this time.
Slow approach to long for Device. Furthest time now is ready. It's kept them guessing. It's been keeping me waiting to see him in this position. Let's hope it pays off. Let's hope the wait's worth it. Device starting to check it. No flash yet. Normally you get a teammate at long to do so, but he's alone and Fur easily takes him down. That's another shadow position. Fallen. He's got the backside of Fur covered off, and Dupree can't get anywhere near close enough. So 2 kills and no damage even done in response, as 9-6 is the desired target for MIBR. Glaive still working out along with the pistol. Fur, he's well aware of the fact, and again, another, shadow position. Good timing from Glaive. It just never even went, never even baited it in, but Fur was uncertain of which way to look. And that's going to give them a gun. So now they have the 3 AKs to work with.
Not really that much time to get this bomb planted. 30 seconds. They still have the 2 smokes. But a lot of work to do. You can see great positioning from Tarek. He's backed up by Fallen as well. Tarek doesn't have to do too much. Just stay in the corner. And with the time remaining, he should be baited into perfection. Maybe isolate a little bit more with the smoke going down.
The only thing Fallen has to worry about, and he has to transition to the truck, is long, because they don't have any eyes on it. And that means wrapping around right now. Majisk should be in perfect position. He's occupied. Couldn't get the shot out toward the bathrooms. He now knows there's one more toward the truck. Has Fallen spotted. He needs to plant, or defend the planter, and he does a brilliant job of doing so. But Stewie's already on the case. Good trade from Glaive. 8-7 for Astralis as he slides out and gets an immediate kill on Stewie.
So back and forth. Oh my goodness. Mages has been playing absolutely unbelievable CS here. That was brilliantly done. It looked like the advantage was there from IBR, but it all goes wrong. You can see that plant as well. They're anticipating the peak from Fallen. He had to try and deny the plant. Doesn't work out. coldzera left in the 2-on-1. Closes out, and it will be Astralis stealing a round away. There were 2 AKs, 3 pistols in round number 15. That's going to really kind of raise their morale after a rough half. Remember, they got the pistol in the 3-0. They lost to CZ, and then they gave away 7 rounds in a row. But they take that last round, and MIBR, we really wanted to pick this up. We wanted to see that 3rd map. That's going to be Mirage, and I'm going to assure you that'll be an absolute banger if we get there. This is Astralis, so with 4 sets of armor, a diffuse kit for Glaive. He's got the smoke as well, and Zipex lies in wait as 3 players wait on the other side of Monster. He'll do a little bit of damage towards Stewie. CT's now awaiting that 1 smoke available as Glaive. My goodness, he's to be very careful. Like coldzera coming up short.
Play from Dupree at least to open it, but now Zipex has to be dead perfect in positioning. How about accuracy? Gets Fur at least. I call him the robot for a reason as he goes to try and find another. Oh, Glaive got that one. It was still almost there for Zipex. That one certainly is as he finds Cold. How good is he at holding off the mound?
Yeah, it's so sick to watch sometimes. Zipex. His teammates covering his back. He knows he doesn't have to worry about short or the water area behind him. He can just focus on getting those headshots, using the ramp in a perfect manner. This is the position I'm talking about. Look at that. He repositions, makes sure he can't be traded out. Waits for the next opportunity when his teammates take the aggro away. It's just beautiful counter-strike there. That's how it should be done. Zipex is one of the most well-rounded players we have in the game. As we'll see a full eco from MIBR. That's pretty much giving a round to Astralis, but they can buy up in the next round. Of course, there are no plants, so they'll get AK'd in the next round. And in terms of rifles here, only the 1 for Astralis, so it might be a difficult round next, especially with Device and that Scout, but we'll see how it goes. Just need to avoid the plants here. That's really pretty much their only objective here on the CT side, to make sure that gets nowhere near. And Scout, not an ideal weapon to hold off all his Glocks.
He did actually get that shot at long, but you're right. Now he's digged up, and with them so close already, he doesn't have a lot of movement to work with. Dupree's got to be careful over to the pistol. Does hold on. He's an experienced man. Take a little more than that to take him down. He also gets the assists. Credit the Zipex kill, and it's the lead back to Astralis, but 2 rounds already done. Bomb plant. Not really so much an issue now with the new bonus system. They'll go on to the AKs. They have enough coldzera for a glass cannon. I don't know that you'd want to do that this early. Yeah, so on to an AK. Cold seems like he's content with that. He's at 14 and 13. If he was having a slower game, I might suggest he'd take it to his heart and go for an immediate op.
One thing I will say, it's kind of weird to suggest, but the fact that Astralis lost 1 player there actually allows them to have 2 rifles now, so it's actually maybe slightly beneficial in one aspect. So a bit more firepower to go toe-to-toe now with the 5 AK-47s. This is a huge round from MIBR. They have the advantage. If they don't pick it up, this could be a horrible scene for them. We'll see what the general approach is. It looks like a very slow default to kick things off. You can see them just getting through Playground now. They have got short and connector control established. As Glaive falls back. He's one of the players with the SMGs. coldzera locks himself in the connector.
said they were taking their time. They certainly are. They'll finally flash toward the bathrooms at the very least. Magisk, in fact, getting so impatient on the CT side, he's going to go out, but Stewie's position's perfect for this because I think he can even get both on this. AK in hand. Couldn't quite reset the aim in time, and Xyp9x reacts extremely fast to turn 90 degrees.
That actually benefits MIBR dramatically now. That removes one of the key players, Magisk, out of the equation. And now Glaive trying to back up dupreeh here as he drops the incendiary just in front of him there, just to buy some time. And that's so valuable. With 30 seconds remaining, do they dare even check this? Do they have time?
And keep in mind, fair play to the MP9. I was going to say the shorter barrel on that gun, you actually wouldn't see it if you walked by it. So he gets a free kill immediately up close. Almost got to the AK, taken down in response. It's a 3-on-3. With Glaive smoked, needs to be aware of the positioning of the sound cues, and certainly of Cold giving an angle, because all he had to do was hold that to make sure Cold couldn't push through. Wow. Now he gets positioned to find bank stairs, and the AK certainly will suffice. No mistake about that, as it's going to go 9-9. Device just wants the M4.
Yeah, Cold Zera doesn't deserve to be on the losing team today. Unbelievable scenes, and some of the shots he's hitting are world class. We will see 3 players survive on MIBR. It was a decent effort. I like the setup from Astralis. That MP9 looked like it could be deadly, maybe on for 2 kills, but wasn't quite there. As MIBR trade out effectively. Good plan. And now Device, you're right, we'll have to save that 1 M4. There's an AK available to him if he jumps up here. Might spot that. There it is. He'll definitely pick that up. Doesn't have to drop that incendiary. That's going to be very valuable kit. Hold on to him. There we go. That's now a position where Astralis don't have the best money. That saved AK definitely yields a buy. He was Fallen actually trading that kill out. That was very, very important. This shot from Cold Zera, I don't know how he adjusts towards bank, and it's such a precise shot. It sounded so crisp, and indeed it was. As he took Xyp9x down, he didn't stand a chance, and they'll buy up what they can. Luckily, it's an orb, but in the hands of dupreeh. We saw what he could do on Inferno with that particular weapon. It was pretty unreal on the B-bomb side. Let's see if we can replicate that form.
They'll try and get aggressive as well with Device still out on that AK carried over. MIBR is certainly in a position where they can take control of the second half with this round. dupreeh watching front side of the bathrooms. It'll be the solo op at this point in time. The double op potential exists with him, certainly, and they've been using it more frequently as of late. No surprise to anyone to see Xyp9x still holding off toward that water position. Slow again from MIBR. Minute 12, they're only now just getting past the fountain. dupreeh fires into it, flashed. He'll have to fade to the site. And there's a good amount of defensive utility in the fact that they've got 2 smokes, but one of them is with Magisk. Gets over toward B, so they're going to have to almost be perfect to shut them down with counter picks, and that puts pressure on the op.
Oh, this timing. If Device can get in position and shut down Fur, it'll be absolutely epic. With the flashbang, destroys him. There's the timing for you. It will be Device going down. And now dupreeh, remember, he's got the orb, but it's a glass cannon. He's so vulnerable. Any AK bullets touch him, his crosshair's going right up in the air, and he's got no information as to where they are. All he knows is Fur was long. Did he fall back? Did he continue to push? He's missed a shot, and that's going to be the cue for Fur to maybe push up even further here.
Yeah, look at the amount of flashes onto him. As soon as he missed that shot, that was his best chance to get free kill on Fallen. He's completely overwhelmed. What can he do? 6 flashes as soon as they knew the position on the op, and he's even switched off at exactly when another kill presented him. He just wants to get out. That's a lineup. And it's 10 now for MIBR. They take back the lead, trying to tie the series. Mirage is the 3rd map. Both teams fairly sufficient on it. I am now too. I'm an expert. I like to think.
I saw that. Very impressive. So was this though. Tarek and Stewie finding the shots, and you can see dupreeh not looking too comfortable there for the reason we pointed out. He's got no utility, no armor. The orb, it's definitely a weapon he can use, but he's not going to be well versed in every scenario like Device will be. As it goes 10-9, MIBR picking up the lead now. Pistols only on the Astralis side. So they've won both pistols on either half of this map, and still MIBR look to be the stronger team right now.
Play from Tarek, instantly making contact. Getting in dry with the AK, and he'll hold up to see what the response is. Response from him is to just shut them all down, looking for his 4th. Glaive does get the better of him. That's an AK inside of the site, but Fallen knows that it's over to the right of Monster, wants to hold it. Smart smoke as a result of that from Glaive. Massive gap in it, but still gets toward it. And can just barely get back. Fallen, not with an AWP, isn't quite that quick with an AK. So on to Fur, heading out toward long. Not surprised to see the rotation as well from Dupree to actually get toward window and take that back even below, get toward Glaive, because the AK there and a Deagle, if by chance MIBR run into the two of them together, they actually could get something done, but unfortunately, this topography says otherwise as they walk into the A site. That's going to be wide open. More so, Glaive pushes out and loses the AK. It's 11-9.
11-9, and Astralis with quite significant investment there. That headshot's not going to do too much, and then coldzera will surely trade out the kill, and he certainly will. 3 in a row now. Astralis really finding these gun rounds quite difficult. Couldn't find anything at all really in that first target, getting shut down. A flurry of rounds from MIBR, and it might be the same again here. He's got to take another eco. This will be 12-9, but they are on the CT side. Plenty of time to recover still. As we'll see CZ, PG50, nothing much else, and MIBR, after the disastrous final round in Inferno, need to address their issues against CZ and stuff. If you know you've broken their money, slow things right down, and, well, now you just blow their heads off at the start of the round as well. That certainly works.
Oh, that response to the left as well. Third, making it look clinical. He'll walk Tarek in from Monster because he's got the aggro all directed onto him. Pretty straightforward for Tarek's approach, but Cold has other ideas on the Deagle. At least can get one back. Xyp9x at home on the mounds, starts to leave the base and heads out on the chase. Pursuit of Cold, who's so low on HP, but Stewie's watching over his teammate wisely. 12-9.
coldzera, the form he's showing right now, Matthew, it's quite scary, isn't it? The fact he's looking so sharp. Sure, it's against pistols, but the aim is just clinical. 22 frags. He's been consistent throughout the 2 maps here. And if he keeps this going, God help Astralis, because this could all fall apart for him. Device with the AWP. Money starting to balance out. It's Dupree top fragging for them right now. Device not as electrifying as you'd expect on Overpass. As Device, well, looking for the first pick. It doesn't really seem to pay off these days anymore. It's obviously a very common position to play. As Dupree, look at his first frag, fumbling it slightly. The flashbang catches him, and Vert once again with the opening pick. That's a 5-on-4 and no response in sight.
Tarek goes back over to check toward Monster. It's still going to be a bit of a paddle out toward Long Molotov just to clear the rocks. There's not much position for MIBR, but they've got this advantage to work with. And Astralis are going to have to start to worry about this map. Xyp9x holds off angle. Tarek not really ready for that at all. No utility to help him take the site, but Stewie's got the immediate trade again. So even when Astralis look like they're going to get a kill back, MIBR has the answer. Does Device have one? Is he aware? Oh, this could be even more detrimental. Who's going to fall for it first? I think Fur will. If he thinks this is open, due to his teammate's position, he just walks in and gives Device the kill, but Stewie is still beyond them, and that's a problem because it now goes the other way. So it's one for each based on the fact that they both thought they were in the clear.
Exactly that, and Stewie hits one hell of a shot, but yes, that shadow comes back to haunt them again, but they still have an open B site. Xyp9x rotates in, and that's left Device in another 2 versus 1 here. He has got a kit and an incendiary, but they're going to know exactly where he's coming from here. Flash over, and he doesn't really look like he stands much of a chance. He has to go for it, I'd say. With the AK in hand, Fallen, coldzera, a deadly duo. As Device makes his way through, he has got a smoke though, something to work with there as he throws the incendiary towards graffiti area. Has to touch the bomb and try and bait one of them out. Time really is ticking away at this point. If he can pre-fire coldzera, it could be enough, but not going to happen. coldzera positions perfectly there, and it will be 13-9 as they head closer and closer to taking us to Mirage. Really great approach there from MIBR, just making sure they got the opening pick. It was Dupree that went aggressively. He went down, and then Stewie, he started again in the 5th gear. Now look at this, the fact he hits that shot as well. Majors just didn't see that coming. A really interesting moment there. Like he said, Device, lets the fire go past, but he got firm response. But I guess MIBR actually get a massive advantage out of it. Majors had no idea there could potentially be another T that close to the bomb site. Money down again, it has to go surely to an eco. They could buy it, like they've got 2 players and get rifles. I think a partial buy is in order as maximum loss bonus rings in once again here. Astralis though, the kings of the comeback. We really have seen them get themselves out of this situation way too many times, because even Dupree tweeted, I think it was yesterday, he said, satisfied with the result, but it seems like we have to keep coming back every single time. We're always on the chase, but most of the time they actually convert that chase into success.
Don't forget that we're almost near 500,000 subscribers on the Face It YouTube, which is pretty significant, and thanks everyone who's already hit that button. Free to do so on YouTube, so you should, and if you do, and if we hit that 500,000 mark, we're going to give away a ton of Face-It points during this game. I forget how much Reese told me, but it's higher than I can count. Over 1 million.
Wow. That's enough for a Dragon Lore right there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Neat.
Well then, slowing things right down. This is the partial buy. Astralis with Deagles and CZs. Sometimes though, when things look so desperate, these are the sort of rounds that find you some hope. It's MIBR, they lost to the CZs in the last round of Inferno. This is a much better approach at not rushing things and going through choke points and smokes. They're going to be dissecting the map calmly, making sure they stick together in pairs. And an opening pick, that's Glaive going down. Lovely work from Fallen, don't have to pounce, don't have to panic. Just get closer and closer, make sure they go in together with the smokes. Treat it like a gun round.
Device back up to the stairs, P250 in hand. Tarek does enter in, wants clean, concise shots, the chance to do so. Good positioning from Magisk, but only yields one as spamming the Deagle becomes difficult. It's lovely when it hits those one shots, but it's a bit of a mischief when it's in a situation where there's multiple opponents in front. Tarek to take out Dupree. It looks like another pretty straightforward round for MIBR.
You might be right there. Device with just the CZ, no armor, and bomb down. He'll just be looking for exit at this point. So maximum loss bonus still. I dare say they do a double orb setup map. Now that might seem weird with Astralis, not necessarily having a double orb, but I feel like Dupree is like, we're a bit desperate right now. We need to change things up. He has been bringing it out occasionally this year. Like once a tournament, he'll bring it out in the game. I don't know, I've got a feeling this is going to be him bringing that weapon out, maybe just deciding to change things up. And there it is, the double orb setup is going to be deployed. You can feel it coming, and it will be Glaive to actually have it this time. Not Dupree, surprised at that. So Glaive, the in-game leader, taking matters into his own hands. And just for anyone who's unaware, Astralis, one of the few teams that very rarely run a double orb setup. So it just shows you how desperate they are right now to change things up.
Glaive going with a smoke out, suggestive that he wants to smoke and push toward the catwalk, in fact, all the way through to water with the AWP. So not Dupree the one with it, but Glaive holding still. No one gonna push at all. Fallen. The same idea on the other side. So perhaps best for Glaive that he didn't really tempt fate on that one. Device certainly will. Gets the shot onto Fur, but just barely got away with it as well because he was resetting his aim, falling off the ledge. He goes down to 42 HP.
Yeah, that felt slow from Device, but he gets the shot. Lucky to be alive of that one. They need to play perfect CS at this point. One more round will give MIBR map points, but Astralis only 5 rounds behind. They can definitely do this. On the CT side, trying to establish himself financially. They get the double orbs out. They've taken damage here, but Device now on the flower bed. Looking for players crossing over. He gets flashed and oh my goodness, that's more like it from Device. He takes down Stewie 2K, gets away safely, and finds them a 5-on-3.
He's already positioned himself to support the bathrooms as well because Dupree is standing in the corner. Device, not worried about that flash, knows that it's come from a distance. Dupree would have heard them if they were closer than that. Somehow gets Fallen, who is not scoped in, not ready for him to transition. Now we're seeing the dynamic Device that we're used to. The train Device that we see. The Inferno Device that we've already seen so far in this series as well. He sets him ready for Cold, who manages somehow to evade him, as it would have been a 4th kill for the op. Little does he know Dupree is still there. Dupree's getting a bit antsy though because he would have expected him to arrive by now. He's already gone by him, but that should allow Dupree to do exactly this. Through the door behind, one quick kill. Tarek walks out in the open. Dupree picks up where Device left off, and it's double digits for Astralis.
That's more like it. You are absolutely spot on with the observation that Device looks back at that point. He gets that first kill and his confidence starts to build. He gets back towards long, positioning well. Oh my goodness, has the audacity to stay on the flower bed as well. This was a brilliant shot to take down Fallen, and that guarantees the round. Can they start to break down the finances though? They're gonna have to win, I'd say, 2 more rounds to even get close, but that's much more promising as we're coming into round number 25. Astralis are a map under their belt, looking for the clean victory once again in the grand finals here and get the 2-0 here on Overpass, but Mirage feels like it's happening right now. I still need to be convinced they can hold on.
3 there, Fallen still waiting, same position he held in the last round. Glaive still on the AWP. Magiska's gonna take a pretty hefty nade coming over the top of the wooden wall. Same position for Device as well, starting it at least, but not looking toward the park. This time he's, back toward the stairs. I was worried that it wasn't even the timing that he missed there. I thought his head might still be actually in the open when he was backing off. But was not spotted. Stewie has to slow his pace. Just trying to spam through the wood. Is actually going to hit him back, so return serve as he puts him on to 45.
Here we go then, less than a minute as they decide what their final play will be here. MIBR will leave coldzera towards middle right now just to see if he can catch a player off guard. 4 players though heading in Device's direction. We saw him hit some fantastic shots before. He's going to have to replicate that now as they come through the bathroom. It's going to be Stewie 2K pushing middle. He's got the AWP this time because he's got low HP.
He does, and Dupree has the inside of that smoke.
20 seconds map, and Sendry will buy them a few more seconds as well.
Stewie's looking for the long angle, but he'll certainly be aware that Dupree can emerge from there. He's already played there multiple times, and that's the right time to be. Stewie hit it, but perfect timing on Dupree, and the flash to take out Tarek. Device now has to go alone, get aggressive, and he's caught out by Stewie. Somehow shot his shoulder, but Glave's there. Not for long. Fur finds him retreating back over the truck. It could be map point for MIBR, because they're already on the plant. 2-on-2.
Oh,
Magisk,
the Flames!
He's missed it! The Flames have fallen. Stewie was late. He couldn't get the shot back in time, and he'll go down after the round. It's Astralis with 11.
Where did he throw that incendiary from? We didn't even see it deployed. It's out of nowhere. It denies the plan. It's absolutely everything there. Oh my goodness. It looked like it was done. Stewie had done such a fantastic job there with the AWP. He hits the close range shot. He protects his teammates. This was the moment. And then it looked like it was all done, but Magisk had already deployed the flames at this point, and look, Fallen can't plan, and it's all done. He had Zipex to survive, and there we have it, 14-11. Tactical timeout for Astralis as the money still is tight. They recovered the AWP. And like I said, they'd have to win a couple of rounds in a row to deny another buy for MIBR, so this would do it, I think. They're just gonna...
He must have thrown that from down the stairs on the way
That's what
up,
I'm
right?
thinking.
Like, that's a set throw that goes high and lands directly on the spot.
Yeah, we didn't spot it, but that's exactly what it had to be. That's the only way he could have thrown it, and obviously...
Which is pretty sick, because that's one of those ones you have in your back pocket, but you're never sure when it's going to be required, and it actually wins them the round.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, another very, very important round here. Number 26, Device. Like we said, finding confidence, not the flicks though.
He's got problems. The nades are going to slow him down so much he can't get back to bathrooms. They think he was running. He tries to stay in the smoke. They've all gone by. They've all gone by, but he's got an AWP. They're looking back. Tarek is searching for him. They know he's not in the bathrooms. Where could he have possibly gone? And he knows he needs to get out. He'll go forward rather than back. Wow. It gets him one. That's way more than he was worth in that situation.
That's insane, isn't it? Luckily, Tarek had the awareness and get the trade out. Device had the M4 there, that could have been everything. They'll fall back towards B, but there's plenty of time. They don't necessarily have to commit as they collect the bomb and T-spawn. Glaive holds a connector. B is technically open right now. It'll be Magisk and Zipex holding the A side, but there are fast transitions between the two bomb sites. MIBR, this is the perfect opportunity to win out this game. They have the advantage, an open site, and full reset potential. If they win this round, there'll be no money left for Astralis, and it's looking so good as they walk into B quietly.
Astralis, I think, even has to call the save at this point in time, because you're not going to have anything to play against them on 15. At that point, you're playing for overtime with very, very little to work with. If Magisk can find one immediately, which he will, they might go for it, but Cold's already countered that by having one on Glaive and Stewie. He follows it. It's all to Zipex. 1-on-3. Low HP. Give this man a chance. He's very, very good in these situations as he already finds Cold, but Tarek on the op gets the map point for MIBR, and this could well go to a third map.
I think it might do at this point. $2,000 per player on the Astralis side. They need 4 rounds in a row to take us to overtime. It's certainly possible, but it all starts with one of the most difficult rounds you'll ever have to play. CZs and Scouts against a fired up MIBR squad, and Tarek to close out that round. Nice shot to find Zipex and avoid one of those infamous clutches of his. Third map looking very likely at this point, but remember, MIBR dropped to CZs before. Scout for Device.
Tarek waiting to see what the response will be, knowing that they're up against Pistols. Remember, MIBR trying to get overtime last map, lost to the Pistols. So it gave the game away. There was certainly some animosity displayed on the faces of players afterwards with their disgust or disapproval with that call, but it's looking like it's going much better this time for the Brazilians. I still have a habit of calling them that. I apologize to Stewie and Tarek. Honorary, perhaps, in their case.
Indeed.
Flash is going toward the site. It's Glaive that has to rotate all the way from B. In fact, he was down toward the sandbag, so he's got a long period to go. They don't check for Dupree. He sees two. Dink on the first, goes back. He knows he's done the damage. He's gotten the bomb down temporarily. Can't quite get ready for the third peak, though, as Cold knows what he has to do. Takes matters into his own hands. It's a scout and an AK. I said Glaive had to go the long way. He has. He's gotten behind them. That AK on the flank could be everything. Bombs planted safely to the truck, so there's no guarantee that they have to go back out toward the bathrooms. And Cold knows the situation and is staring in that direction. His elbow shows, but it's not enough to put him down. Device with a scout and a pistol. Goes out, finds Fallen, sees him. He's got it back. We've got more.
Oh my God, how does he do it every single time? Device got that comfortable defuse, no problem there whatsoever. They had to win it with pistols and a scout. They've done it. The comeback is on, boys. We're going 15-12 as MIBR need to work out what happens now. They have got one more buy, but it'll be a weak one. Do they want to risk it? Here's Dupree. He saves a round. This is a 4-on-3 with pistols, and it's happened again as Device in a 2-on-1 nails an absolutely stunning shot there with the scout. Pulls out the USP. And it was enough to clutch the round, but still, he's the only one that survived. So MIBR, you'd assume they will buy into this. Even though their money's low, they've got 3K on 2 players. They're almost certainly going to buy it with the AKs, because if they can win this one, it reads, well, the reset not a massive issue here. They know the money's low for Astralis with Matt Point there. We'll see Device still have the AWP. 18 kills to his name. It's Dupree with 23. Trying to take us to overtime. Galil's coming out for the poorer players on MIBR. It's going to be Stewie and Tarek. And the tactical timeout is certainly required. What is the play here? How do they close it out? They could go for the Hail Mary play, rush a position, go for that surprise factor, considering they don't have all the firepower they require. They lose this round though, Matt. It's 15-13. They have no loss bonus built up. That could be the overtime situation. This round might decide it.
But these AKs going against the UMPs, they've got every right to win this round, every chance. As Glaive goes aggressive again, the last time we saw him here was with an AWP. Door open, he can't comfortably be there because no teammate to spawn it, so he falls off to an angle in which he can see both, but he's tagged. He's tagged to 73. That's not enough for him to get a kill. Furs helped him out. Furs killed Stewie. Magiska's gonna come out. It's basically 3 kills, and it's all down to Tarek. Disappointment. A team kill at the worst possible time. And Tarek has nothing to work with. Bomb's already inside of the site, and all 4 Astralis players are there.
Can you believe it? Every time Astralis, when you think they're done, they find something in the tank. Running on fumes at one point, but they've done
Smell of an oily rag, not even fumes.
Well, it's Tarek. You are absolutely correct. He will not be able to do anything here. If he gets a kill, at least that's some money removed. But it doesn't matter. Dupree will close it out, and that's going to be the eco now. It all comes down to round number 30, pretty much. A similar situation MIBR found themselves in on Inferno. Oh, my goodness. That was the round. And it all comes down to this. It has to be the full eco. Nothing Yanko can say, no timeout. He knows they have nothing to say about this one. If they win this, it would be an absolute miracle. Or just Glocks and no armor.
Dupree this time to get aggressive, not Device. He's got the AK. Spotted, but...
Oh, what? See you later.
Yeah, spotted. Takes a friggin' head off the Cold with nothing to fire at. Now he's got problems, though, because he's got 2 gophers going up and down in the stairs, and he only whacks 1 mole as Stewie gets the shot back. That's going to give them an AK as well. Fallen to grab that immediately.
Yeah, maybe a little bit overcommitted there, considering they just got a full reset, or at least have someone connected to back him up. That would have been a little bit more intelligent, I think. But overall, they still got the fact he got the 2nd kill means it's okay. Would have preferred them to be a little more careful, but as you can see, bomb found. And Stewie does not have the AK. He's just got the Glock and fires the shot. He won't be doing anything with this. Round 30, I can't believe we've got here.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Well, 2 games in a row, all 30 rounds, all 60 rounds so far in the series have been required. We may need more in this one if Astralis can pull one further. Up is available. Glass cannon for Stewie. I do not imagine a world in which they go to that.
This keeps happening to MIBR when they play Astralis. Double orb set up again. We said this is Dupree, his chance to shine. He is excellent with the orb.
Keep in mind, this is a rematch as well. MIBR beat Astralis to get directly through to the playoffs. Yes. On, I think it was Wednesday, skipped over on Thursday. So they've already beaten them once in a best of 3, and they were relieved to do it. It was 2-1 in that series. I remember Yanko saying, finally, even on Instagram story, not just a tweet, he had it everywhere. Finally, we've beaten them.
Yes, but this is the one that really counts.
Sure, absolutely. And what a series so far. Again, this is the 60th round over 2 maps.
Galil out for Tarek. They've got the 4 AKs. They will be so gutted if they go to overtime here. This was theirs. It was in the palm of their hand. They lost it a 2 versus 1 to a Scout USP, wielded by Device. So tense here. MIBR, so far, so good. Slow default, pushing the CTs back. They're going to end up towards B. It looks like an execution. They might have pulled off Glaive as well. He's starting to rotate over towards the A side of the map. And you can see them setting up now. They've got the smokes. Oh, this position is so OP. A level when this is dropped. They've only got 1 flash as well. They might not be able to flash him out of position. It camouflages Zipex when he sits in the bars. This could be a big spray down from one of the main players here.
It could be, but the problem is that smoke's already dissipated. He's going to have to be dead accurate on his first shot, and they've already gone over toward the sandbags. He still has an angle toward that, but Magisk behind barrels. He's got one. He's got to swing because Zipic's now in the open. They didn't swing back to it. They couldn't get far enough. Magisk shuts them down. Overtime looks very likely. This went from a massive lead to a huge comeback. Device confirms it 15-15.
Absolutely unreal. This is why they're considered the best team in the world. Never giving up, never surrendering, making sure that every round counts. CZ and a Scout is what kept them alive, and a great B setup is what took us to overtime. This is where MIBR will find this so frustrating. It's going to have to require a mental reset now. They were high flying, they were looking so good. It looked destined to be the 3rd map. But we find ourselves getting into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it. Make some noise for overtime here. MIBR patching up with the AWP. We've got AK-47s as well, of course, and Device. As he gets better and better as he warms up to Overpass, he'll have to be challenged here, though. A faster approach from the Brazilian side.
Dupree waits off in the corner. Fur, he's going to get up close to the AK. Dupree's been playing there every single time, yet they haven't sprayed it, or you can even throw a Molotov in that corner to get rid of him. He swings out early this time on the back of a flash. Great damage onto Fallen, but now he's got to find a way out. Climbs over the bench, just barely gets away. I say just barely. He didn't take any damage, but they certainly were hunting him down. Other ideas for Fur. Oh, good thing he stopped it up. I thought he was going to try and go contact toward bank stairs. Dupree is so close, and he saw that smoke be thrown. Didn't peek it. Could have anticipated in doing so. Wanted perhaps to think that there was more there and didn't want to get caught off by anyone protecting. Playing the support role in that situation. Fallen taking the damage isn't the worst situation, given that he's the AWP.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get the picks to support. Remember, on B, typically he plays post-plant AWP toward the ramps. But there is defensive utility. In fact, 2 incendiaries, which one of them can be deployed in that position, and certainly squander them more so if they can't even get the bomb down, because Glaive catches out Tarek on approach. Zipix goes high, gets away with it, cold down. Now Fallen has to get aggressive. He has to be in on the take, and he can't. He doesn't have the HP for it. It's all on to Fur, and that's the round. He's too far away.
Well, there we go, ladies and gents. It is going to be MR3 10K, so the CT side always feel a lot more comfortable they can win that first round, especially keeping numbers up as well. Money is actually a bit of a factor if you're going with double orb setups, especially. It's Astralis taking the lead for the first time in a very long while. 16-15, it's first to 19 here in overtime. If it goes 18-18, we got double overtime. We've seen that a few times this tournament. As we'll see now. Another timeout, 1 remaining as Yanko needs to get involved. Such a stressful game for them. You can see, look at the way the rounds went. They had that huge lead and all of a sudden it falls apart right at the last hurdle here. And that's been so reminiscent of their story in the last few months. Close, but can't quite get over the finish line. Keeps happening to them time and time again. You can see, looking pretty mentally exhausted right now.
That's stress if I've ever seen it. So that'll put a few years on you. He'll have gray hairs in no time.
So back to that single orb setup, and MIBR need to post at least 1 round here on the T side. We will play 3 in total, then swap over.
Nade. Oh, that doesn't go through the hedges.
No.
Neighbor's got a fence hidden in there as well. Your dog's not going to piss on his lawn. Fallen has the angle precise, but not going to be given the opportunity. No jumping. Zipix again is going to play this great. Not quite the same. Not up on top of the straight position where in which the camouflage occurs, but he's on the secondary one. So similar effect, but not quite the same opportunity to shoot into a narrow corridor.
Yeah, the Fancy gets away with it as well. He's done damage, he survives. Oh, okay, take it all back. Tarek just cleanly gets him through the smoke. Fallen follows it up with a frag. All of a sudden, this round turns on his head, but Glaive's still alive and kicking on the B site. Will take down the aforementioned sniper and bring the round back in contention for Astralis. He'll sit in the corner now, not on the railings this time. Will they continue their approach toward the B site? Glaive seems happy to hold it, as now it's up to Device and Dupree to hold up at A. Nothing has to be rushed here. MIBR, you've got a firm advantage in the round. Make sure you go in together and use those smokes you've got effectively. Do not walk into the crosshairs of Device.
Still looking for someone to shoot. Goes wide and realizes so too. They managed to recover the position. Couldn't quite catch out Fur, but he gives Dupree all the information that he needs. And you're right, bomb is down. 26 seconds. Stewie, though, he can still get toward this, and they've got the advantage back. 2 quick kills for Stu. He now has support from Cold, and Glaive is on rotation. Could be a tie game back at 16-16, if not for Glaive's incredible performances in clutches. I might call it done already, but he and Zipix are both arguably on point and on similar terms with that. He'll go. He'll start it off, bypassing the truck as well. And Cold's backside shows. It's a good thing for Stewie to still be there, because that would have been disastrous.
Yeah, you can say that again, because Stewie, those opening kills on the A site, it looked like when the bomb went down, it was going to fall apart, but he holds his nerve. He said he looked stressed, but anything but in the round. That's absolutely epic from him. The Fatty can take Dupree down and then close it out as well. Glaive looked like he was onto something there, but great little setup there. And he goes 16-16 or 1-1, and we'll see at the double orbs once again. We'll close things out for Astralis to find the 2-1 lead. More default approaches here. MIBR trying to stay calm. Don't want to throw it away with a rush or a bad call where they can end up going through smokes. He saw plenty of that. Glaive will be dropped. Don't see these all too often.
Yeah, he hasn't had great success in that position. He's been trying it. Different weapons every single time, but this time he gets shut down. And it's 3 only left for Astralis, 1 minute and 27. Majistka has at least the goal to try and redo it and retake it, but Cold's still staring at it, has no problems removing him either. Device finally gets one back for Astralis. That's beneficial. And Zipix back in the same position. Tarek gets his revenge turned around. He's found Cold through the edge of the wall. Nade out. That's going to do slight damage onto Stewie. He's not quite close enough, but it certainly hinders his advancement to the site. That's pretty good from Fallen to still be in position and ready with the AWP. Device will push this. He's going to go straight through. He knows Fallen was way back towards spawn, so he thinks he can catch out Stewie, but Stewie's ready for that. MIBR with the lead after the first overtime, or first half, I should say, of overtime. It's 17-16.
What a game we're being treated to here in the grand final. This series has been absolutely fantastic. Has had absolutely everything. 2-1 lead though for MIBR. He didn't look likely after losing that first round in such a convincing fashion. And Zipex, I thought he'd done enough in that B bomb side. 2 kills, checks T-spawn, but Fallen was there, ready and waiting with the AWP to take him down. Final round. Well, we'll sort things over. And now Astralis, if they're going to win out here, they need a perfect T set. They need a 3-0, 2 rounds to take us to double overtime. As they'll take all the time there allocated here. Freeze time begins, and it's a single orb set up on either side. Of course, Device with his and Fallen to be the primary orb on the CT side. And we're off. 1 round will find map point for MIBR, just a note. 18 is enough for that.
Molotov extinguished. Device has every intention to get aggressive with the AWP, but knowing well that they're doing the same, he'll hold up and see if he can get lucky. Tarek showing him the aggression can be beneficial. Gets in and gets out a little bit more convincingly than Glaive, and even gets away before Majistka opens the doorway. He'll get up close though and play off sound cues. Common default position to hold, but he walks back. Cold just spraying through, gets him down to 57. That spray was almost going on before he walked back, but because he was looking the other direction, I don't think he was aware of the fact of where it was going.
Good stuff from Astralis so far. You can see a ton of damage. Even that nade followed up and hit Stewie.
That was a pretty good little throw, wasn't it?
Yeah, the underarm lob, as we'll see. Looking for those shadows. We talked about them all week in the bathrooms and doesn't get to exploit them this time. He'll head towards long, but a nice little position. Oh, Fallen, same story, but he might be caught out of position here. They're going to push the flames, and this is awkward. I'm not sure who's going to come out on top in this sequence. It looked like Fur will be dropped first, but they know Fallen's there as well. They do not want to challenge him. They could just book it back towards the B side, I would say. But still, 35 seconds remaining. Fallen's got himself in a compromised position considering his weapon, and he does get out of there.
Yeah, this has been them chasing the round.
It's a cool little flash.
Fur got pushed out. This flash could be good if he peeks on top of it. He's in the corner burning though, and Device was too close. Glaive knows where Cold likes to play, knows how he likes to play it as well. He'll wait for the commitment, he'll wait for the utility, and then he'll swing. But Glaive's getting impatient, needs to check to make sure the corner's clear for his teammates to get in first. Once he's done that, they'll try and bait him further. He goes tight rather than wide. Glaive still comes out with 8 seconds. You're right, Stewie. If he wanted to, he could have kept going around it, but he gets babysat, and Astralis get their 17th.
Oh my goodness, these rounds are so tense. There's so many little storylines going on and ideas and plays every single player is making. And all of them look to be successful, but it's Astralis that overwhelmed the A bomb side there. Fallen was definitely on for a couple of kills, but overwhelmed with the backstab coming through. Hit the fight as well to get out of that position. 17-17. The final timeout for MIBR. Yanko's had to bring in so much to keep them afloat. You can see them deliberating now with Fallen, the two tacticians here, how they can break down Astralis. They've gone for the double orb setup. Now, Cold Zero, Matt, you have to say his rifle has looked impeccable so far. He's got 30 kills to his name, and they're putting him on the AWP. Whether that's a good call is yet to be seen.
There's two sides of Cold's op. One is when he's on absolute fire, and he picks it up and just sends a message. And two is when he's struggling and needs to get himself back into a game. So if he's feeling it right now, and it's his decision, he could be on for something. Double op with Fallen is absolutely menacing, and they're going to go aggressive with Fur and Tarek downstairs as well. Smoke down, they're going to be forward of this. Magisk, whoa, gun barrel shows, that gives away a shot, and actually saves him. If that first shot never fired, I don't think he was aware that Tarek was there. It ends up going 1 for 1, which is still beneficial for Astralis.
This is such an expensive purchase as well. If Astralis post map point first, that could be everything. Double kills lined up there. They know where he is. Cold Zero gets away. They can't get the trade. He's going to hit this surely. Oh, it goes down. There's flames there. And it's up to Stewie 2K, the last line of defense. He's got a smoke in that B bomb site. 3 versus 3. This game couldn't be closer right now. MIB are desperate to take us to a third, but it's going to be such a labored affair here. 1 minute remaining. They've got 2 flashbangs, a decoy, 1 defuse kit. And if they lose this round, it'll be map and championship point for Astralis, and their money will be broken, Matt. If you buy double orbs in 10k MR3, you'll have nothing left for that third round.
It's the Valve set. This is exactly what's run at the majors, the 10k rather than 16, which has been adopted in a few other various tournaments. And it's punishing, absolutely. You said it, double op. Cold got one, but went down. Fallen, he makes good on the second one. He's got device advantage back to MIBR with 35 seconds to work with. Bomb is at long, and it's close. Glaive, far too close. Fallen didn't know that he was there. That's going to open up the site. Bomb to be planted, and you said it, this would be championship point for Astralis.
They knew as soon as Fallen goes down, the fact he has the orb, that site's clear. You don't have to check anything. And a 3-on-3 of the orbs in that position, the other 2 are towards B. Advantage Astralis, the retake begins. They have got the kit, but no utility whatsoever. Dupree looking to close this one out. Is it enough? It's a good position, and Tarek gives his up. He's going to go down. It's going to take something monstrous from Stewie, but they get nothing out of it. It's championship point for Astralis, and the money is non-existent for MIBR. They're averaging $3,000 per player. This will be one of the most heartbreaking defeats if MIBR give it up in this fashion. They had such a massive lead. It looked like it was just a matter of time before they closed it out. It went to overtime. You thought, okay, they can still bring this back. They get the 2-1 lead, and now they might lose 3-0 on the CT side.
And MIBR knows what this is like. Let's go back to when they played Liquid in Columbus in 2016. There's been multiple times in which they've come back from being on the brink of disaster. Now it's Astralis' turn to do it to them. How heartbreaking. Championship point for Astralis. In doing so, 3 players on their team will have won over $1 million in prize money in CSGO, and another dominant performance by them. This one perhaps the closest win. They've been so close all game long. We're not done yet as well. Keep in mind, MIBR could certainly still pull this back with just the 1 M4 and 2 UMPs.
Absolutely.
Fallen tweeted out after the last event in Chicago as well, who can possibly shut down Astralis? And one particular pundit, who may or may not have red hair, said back, if you look in the mirror, you'll find him. Well, it certainly shows that MIBR are the closest to that task. So far, Device just barely gets Fur.
Oh my God.
M4 gone, by the way. That's a big kill to get early on.
Wow. This is so tense. 4 more kills will do it. Astralis to take home yet another championship here in 2018. What an absolutely stunning year it's been. And now all that separates him is 2 SMGs and 2 CZs. Fallen's been spotted. He can't challenge that. He'll have the flash and fall back. 30 seconds remaining. Will Astralis do it right here, right now? Time will tell.
Fallen looking for any information. His movements suggest how anxious he is in this situation, and he needs to be able to help Cold. He needs to be able to pull any bit of aggro his direction, so Cold, he may even swing in this position. We talk about sitting here and going for one and done. Fallen's actually gotten Glaive. Cold can be a little more comfortable now. He's got the ball in front, that's 1 for 1. It's Fallen still though limited, he can't go past the flames. He nearly gets Dupree, it's still alive. It's still in it, 5 seconds, Zipix has to get on this. If he's shut down now, the round's over. It's not done, MIBR is gonna force out yet another overtime, 18-18.
Have you ever seen anything like it? The second map. And we're going double overtime. It was CZ's SMGs. Astralis had the game in the palm of their hand, and it will be MIBR to steal it away.
Rewind to train. In the group stages, it was MIBR and Astralis. They played a double overtime game in that series as well. It's the second time this week these two have done so. Stewie with the kill that does it. It's all about timing.
My God, this finals had it all. Will we see
Has it
Mirage?
all?
Yeah.
We're still going. This is on.
I agree. Well, my goodness, MIBR. Life in them yet. Device did spot him there. Exchange blows, but no damage done. Dupree holds towards short. CT's with 2 players there on the B side. It's going to be Stewie and Cold Zera. Round 37.
Slower place this time. Up against the big guns. Needs one for the close pillar, one for the barrels. Counter Molotov will slow them down again, but Stewie's still waiting. This is a different play altogether from MIBR because they are putting a lot more pressure onto B. Certainly more than we see from Astralis. That's evident already. Dupree tries to pre-fire against the board and catch anyone out toward the grill. Interesting retake toward long from the CTs at this point in time. So Fur has to be baited in from Fallen. In doing so, they actually make it a very awkward post plant if the bomb goes that far.
This flashbang, though, is successful before Fur doesn't commit to it.
That may even suggest to Glaive, though, that someone might be there. Fallen takes the shot. Glaive. Counter Molotov back, close flash. Yeah, he knows Fur's here. He tries to go for it. Fallen gets the shot instead, but now he has to turn around. Magisk took that time, took that invitation to wrap in behind them. Fur still alive, however, takes down Magisk. Now they've got a problem. They either have to go back through bathroom connector or deal with Fur directly, and he's got the op and retreating off with 15 HP at this point in time. But he's not really in the picture for the round because he has to wait for his teammates to pull them back forward. The Molotov's perfect because it pulls him out of bank. Zipix in the corner, though, couldn't hit it. Cold checks that on the way out. And Dupree just keeping his head down, trying to buy time.
They've got no smoke for the defuse this time. They're going to have to try and find Dupree. Device needs to back him up right now, protect him. He's doing a great job in that respect. They need to get in this defuse now. They know it's Device with the AWP. He hits yet another shot. The defuse coming in. It looks like he's done enough here. They're hoping they can take him down, but Device just too strong. 3 kills to his name. It's the first round of double overtime going in favor of Astralis. Absolutely epic scenes there. If they had any utility, Matt, they could have stood a chance. They needed a smoke, a Molotov, even a flashbang would have sufficed. It was a great effort there. Cold Zera swinging out of the bank after the flames were deployed, and Device holds his nerve. Of course he does. An absolute god of the game.
22 the number we're looking for now. The first one to it, 21-21, and you know the story. Device. 2 flashes out to toward the park position. Wants to try and push anyone back, get control of Fountain, and they'll spread out into a default. He's the only one over there so far with the AWP. The rest clearing the underpass so they can rotate according to a pick. And Dupree, just his last round, wants to play up close. Fallen has hit this shot before in this game already. Keep that in mind. He doesn't mind being directly in front of his opposition, so close he can smell them despite having the AWP. And he's got Cold going first. Slow reaction from Dupree. I wonder if he was checking the radar even at that point in time.
Way too slow by his standards. Something went on there. He either was checking the radar or communicating with a teammate. He was not ready for that. Well, he was Fallen. That's actually given away for free.
That's the op as well. You would think that Fallen would play an angle that prohibits that, but just his feet showing. Couldn't get a shot off in time. Zipix brings us level. Here we go. Fur late to the bathrooms. This is when he shines. Glaive going down will reveal that he's there, so they'll at least be aware of it, but he's got the pick. He's got a smoke off, and rather than retreating directly, he's going to try and wrap around and continue to be a problem for them. Tarek's there as well, so this could be huge. If they think they've got safety inside of the A site, 2 players behind them already at Bathrooms is going to be a massive issue.
The bomb will be planted. They still have a fighting chance
This
here.
is a smart plant as a result of it, though.
Yeah.
That's directly due to knowing that Fur's still out there. They can play inside of the site. They don't have to worry about the Bathrooms. They have to make those 2 players get aggressive and get back inside of the site. So Device watching down below with the AWP. Rotation, only one in that direction. Take it back. I see 2 now on the radar. There's both there. Oh, what a shot. Device so quick. Knows there's going to be another. Stewie's got it back, but that's information for them. And Magisk has the same angle as he walks up the stairs. Easy on the AK. Fur. They knew he was coming from there all along.
That's so sick. You broke that down perfectly, Matt. You can see the plan. They knew there was a prospect of players being toward long in the bathrooms. They have a nice safe plan. And oh my goodness, Device pushing the back, funneling them through. That was the cue to strike. And Zipex, how calm is this guy? That's unreal that he controls the spray in that manner. This guy is just on another level sometimes. So sick. And they're looking for the 3-0 now. Look, the money's broken again. UMPs, MP9s, and M4, they managed to win with less in the previous overtime. But let's see if they can do it again.
Aggressive to long. Fur still trying this. He's had some incredible performances in this position. Getting aggressive and catching teams off. He's desperate to make it work now because Astralis could win out on the 21 at this point right now with 3 in a row. Tarek does at least get Device back. This is still working out. In fact, they've got the man advantage. Fur's gone, but Tarek inside of the site on an MP9 of all weapons slides in front of Glaive and drops the bomb down. Magisk, he's found, and he's going to be dealt with. Fallen does not need to overcommit to this. He's done enough damage. 28, doesn't need to give himself up either, so just contain him at this point in time.
It's so weird. It's the SMGs that find the success, of course. But it will be looking likely to be around here for MIBR. There's almost no way Magisk can win this with the bomb down in the position it's in, and the fact he has 20 HP. It's just a matter of time. So scoreline should be 20-19. Like Matt said, it's first to 22 here. 21 you guarantee triple overtime at least. Magisk, though, makes his way towards the bomb site. That's in his vision now. You see the CTs triangulating around him, but they've kind of overlooked the first spot, but there it is. coldzera perfectly held. They get around on the board here. Yanko still believing, of course, trying to get them in the mood. 36 kills for coldzera. At the very top of Astralis is Dupree with 31. 1 round to confirm triple overtime.
Stewie as well is on 35. We've talked a lot about Fur in that position. He's actually lagging behind a little bit. He's on 17, despite his best efforts of being sneaky and sly. Quick pause, and a double op setup already in play.
This is a technical pause. Hate to see it right now. But it only adds to the jeopardy.
It does indeed. It does kill the momentum, but thankfully it's also at the halftime of the overtime, so it's not like we're in the middle of purchases and some sort of, I don't know, adrenaline after a clutch. Sometimes people feed off of that. They're momentum-based. So
you need to
the
calm
fact
down,
that
your
you
heart's
already,
racing.
absolutely, you're already going to have a little bit of a momentary pause for the game to reset the sides anyway. This isn't the worst time to have it if we were going to.
Well, it looks like they're good to go. It was something very trivial. There's cleaning some in-ears, making sure there was perfect
No
high-fidelity
infections.
sound coming through. There we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the double orb setup again. Glaive and Device. It has not been working out for Glaive, though. His aggressive pushes towards short the orb have not been successful as Dupree sets up that grenade. Remember, 1 round for Astralis will give them championship point again.
Flash in for Glaive. He's still going for this position. And back
Not
on
a
the
fan.
AWP, I haven't been either. He just hasn't pulled it off yet. He and Dupree have swapped positions numerous times on who's going to be on that AWP as well. So Glaive making that call, I would presume, given that he is in-game leader and seemingly has something architecturally in his mind at that position. So Fallen and Fur toward long. Ooh, another boost, a run boost. Okay, I was going to say, I don't think you could see over that wall without a third person.
Yeah. Well,
I was kind of getting my hopes up, like we were going to see some more creativity for Fallen.
he drop it in double overtime, those crazy boosts just to kind of change the game. That would be so sick if we saw one of those. But no, it's still very quiet. You can see the pace, the silence. No one fighting. It's all quite peaceful right now, but that's going to change very quickly as the flashbang comes through towards long. Fur has looked so accurate with the AK-47. We'll see if he can find the opening frag. It's Device baiting in Dupree.
He's finally changed it as well. He's played that front position so often that it's been a problem. Dupree gets baited in by their own Molotov, not his teammate, and Device still finds an angle onto Stewie. Timing is everything. Dupree absolutely nails it.
He absolutely does. 30 seconds remaining, still possible though. Players like Fur can shut these situations down very quickly, but Mages should confirm the round at this point. It's Tarek. Oh my goodness, finding all the headshots. Surely he doesn't have a chance here. He'll go for the plant. It's actually looking possible. He'll get it down here. It's up to Device to try and deny everything. Tarek could win the 1 versus 4. He has a Molotov available to him. Device is low and he has to wait for his teammate.
He's got to start moving though, because he doesn't have information behind him. He's expecting it to be from the stairs, but now that flash comes out. Device trying to work back in has given away the fact that Xyp9x is coming from the front, and Tarek, a 1 versus 4! In double overtime, it's 2020!
Oh my goodness, Tarek. It hasn't been his best tournament, but that might be one of the best rounds played so far. Unbelievable. Given the context of the situation, avoiding championship point at 1 versus 4 that looked impossible. He somehow plays it perfectly, the bomb planted, and they give the round up. Not even Xyp9x can stop him. As we'll get into the next round here, MIBR right back in this now. Next round we'll find championship point. That's available to both teams at 2020. But not MIBR, that'll be map point, of course.
Absolutely. Mirage is where they're trying to get. Astralis are trying to walk home with that beautiful trophy. Now slow it down again. Similar positions. This time out toward long. Devices ready with a slightly different gun. Or at least compared to what we've seen from that position. He certainly had the AWP last time, but he's not gone toward long too often. Here we go. We're going to get it. It's double overtime. And, oh, Device was there. This could, oh, he just dropped off. That could have worked.
You don't see it too often these days.
This suggests to me, though, that MIBR are feeling confident. The fact that they're bringing these back, that they're willing to take these risks, especially for Fallen on the op, that's exactly what you want to see from him.
So good. This could be enough to take us to Mirage now. 5 versus 4. Glaive with the smoke down. Needs to find some frags in return. What an amazing sequence of events. Tarek in the 1-on-4 to get them in a position that might close out the map. Stewie deploys the flashbang. He's going to run past Glaive here, but Glaive with the godlike play gets the bomb down. Stewie needs to take him here. It's not going to happen. All of a sudden, it's Glaive pushing through. That turns around on his head. There's 20 seconds remaining. They have the bomb. Oh my goodness, and the kills. It's Fur with nothing left.
He's got to go for it. He's got to pull off a Tarek in return, but Glaive's ready for it. Astralis once again have championship point. Despite the opening kill from Fallen, they were so perfect, you almost want to say, on that approach to get that opening pick. Look at this from Glaive.
How he does it to such a perfect degree as well. The timing couldn't be better. As he hits the shot in the connector, Tarek can only look back and wait at that point. It's the final round of double overtime. Astralis to pick it up. We'll see them lifting the trophy. MIBR will go to triple overtime. My goodness. Glaive and Device on the orb once again. And Fallen has been so good at these opening picks. And Glaive not pushing as much as he usually would.
Yeah, choosing to sit back a little more this time. There was a jump position from a Jisk. He gave that up. Glaive might get one here finally. Fallen sneaking in. Shoulder shows clipped, but not taken down. 17 HP left for Fallen.
And like you said before, it's not actually a huge deal for the orb. He has to readjust and play a little bit more defensively.
17 is low enough where I put a stipulation on that with utility.
Sure.
But you're right, he absolutely can play it accordingly, and Fallen's smart enough to do so. What's the call going to be? Again, a run boost toward long for Fallen. This time he certainly has company. Dupree's there, 17, but not peaking.
That's why he's challenging angles now where only Orpers will be, right? Because then it doesn't matter about the HP. He can still out-challenge Device here. So that's why he goes towards long. But there is a player waiting in the one-and-done position, and that low HP might be a factor now. Oh my god, it's going to be Dupree looking for 2. Can't do it. Fallen hits the shot, 4-on-4.
Great reactions. AWP pays off. Never a bullet landed from Dupree. And Device, with the smoke to his right, needs to be well aware of the fact that Fallen is there, but also keep his eyes firmly fixed on the bathrooms, as well as the flashes coming out. He makes contact. Tarek tagged to 19. A little bit different for him as he's on the AK. Not only that, Magiska's going to be behind him. Or is he? Because Tarek's already on the stairs. They're going for the bomb plant. Another tag! 3 tags! And it's cold to take down Magiska! Magisk. Those tags would have been massive for the flank, but it still might be Astralis because they've got the advantage. Bomb's planted, it's all on Cold. He's dropped by Glaive. Fallen, I take it back, never got the bomb. Device has him instead. Astralis are your ECS Season 6 champions. 22-20 on Overpass.
What an absolutely fantastic game that was. One of the best of 2018, man. Absolutely. So much drama, so much insane action. The 1 versus 4 clutch, absolutely everything towards the end.